Battlefield of Eternity, back at the RavenCourt in our best of threes with a round robin. Team Dynouh against Team Kure. And, well, as explained before, I'm not showing any standings before the matches because a lot of the teams are playing more matches on the weekend right now than others, so we'd never really end up in a situation where I can show you proper Play Day 2, Play Day 3, Play Day 4 matches. But suffice it to say that up to this point, Kure's team has played 2 matches, they lost both, and the Dynouh's team played 3, won 2 and just lost 1. So it's a little bit of a weird one because Kure's team in particular is a team that I personally had pegged to do a lot better than they're currently doing. Now, this can always change. We're very early in the round robin still, so we'll see what exactly they can do now. But I personally had them pegged as a top 4 team. They are at the bottom of the standings, so we'll see. And in case that you're not aware of it, we are in the RavenCourt round robin. It's the first phase of the actual RavenCourt tournament. So up to this point we had the preseason where we were relying on the in-house matches. A bot was putting lobbies together with players that he sees on the same level MMR-wise, was also figuring in the roles that people played. You can get more information on all of this if you're checking out the RavenCourt website, which is linked in the description. But generally speaking, after that, the team draft has happened. So now with all of that, with all of the player pool assembled, the captains picked their teams, and now we're playing the round robin. So all of this funneled into an actual tournament, and based on the round robin standings, we're then proceeding to the next phase and the final phase of the tournament. So yeah, I can check all of that out. Normal group stage here, so to say, with a full round robin setup. And the teams that are currently doing the best, I would say, are Team Dynouh, Team Skirmishes, and Team Khaldor. And the interesting part about this is that Dynouh's team just got beaten by Skirmishes' team with a 2-0. So very impressive performance by Skirmishes, and this puts Khaldor's performance in even higher, on a higher level, because he was the one that took Skirmishes down. So extremely interesting how this is all shaping up. And if you're looking at the captains, the names on the teams, I personally would have expected a lot of different results from what we actually got. So this is just all over the place. I love it. Totally here for it. Now we're getting to Battlefield of Eternity as the first map in this particular best of 3 now. Keep in mind that they adopted the rule set from my tournament, Meta Madness, so heroes can only be played once in a series. So if they have been played on the first map, they can't be played again on the second or the third. There's no pre-bans or anything like that, so this is not an actual Meta Madness tournament. I might run another one of those later on this year, but the players are still very interested to spice games up a little bit by throwing in that little caveat, and for the audience is obviously also quite nice that you don't see Genji played in every single game. But in this case, we got the Shimada brothers right from the get-go, so Hanzo, Genji, that also triggers a ban on Anduin right away, so that there can be no... I mean, for multiple reasons. First of all, Diablo can be so much more aggressive if you have Anduin on your side, because he can always pull you out of harm's way. Then you can also put the light bomb on Diablo. Genji obviously most of the prime target, but it works with Dibbles as well. Dynouh again with his Sylvanas pick, and now they also have Lucio here. Now Dynouh played Sylvanas the last time when they played a Battlefield of Eternity, which was actually the second map against Team Skirmishes. And back then, what happened is he was really trying to not only focus on teamfights and the objective, but also go for side lane pushing and taking structures down with Sylvanas. So he is really extremely aware of the map and wants to play the hero not only as a damage dealer in teamfights, but also as a macro hero. Has always done that, and his solo lane Sylvanas pushes are of course quite notorious. So there's a lot of stuff really going on here on the strategy side. Question is, how is Kure's team gonna deal with it, of course. And I also have to highlight again that Kure and Legacy are of course playing cross-server. So all the games here are taking place on the European server, meaning that all the Americans have to play cross-server. That means they have a ping disadvantage. So keep that in mind. It's nothing insane, but it plays a role for sure. And it's one of the reasons why we've only seen Kure so far once with Zeratul, for example. So normally they're relying more on heroes that are not quite as ping dependent as others. Chen as the side laner. I love that Kure is now putting Chen into the roster a few times. We've actually seen Chen, I don't even know how many times we've just seen him, but yeah, he has appeared not only in the preseason but also in the round robin several times already. So it's kind of funny to me. Final pick, we get Jimmy. Reyna's in the house here in Battlefield, so we're going to get him for the extra damage on the Immortal. And with that, our stage is set for the first game in the best of 3 here in the round robin, again at the RavenCourt, so let's jump right in. Team Dynouh on the left in blue. We got Dynouh and Sylvanas, Quasar on Urel, Rutsu on Reyna, Captain Rex is playing Lucio, and Johan on Mirrodin. To the right side, Team Kure. A team that I really need to step it up a bit because I expected more from them than what we saw the last time. Legacy is playing Brightwing. We have Mopsy on Diablo, Lopaka on Hanzo, Kure on Chen, and Make on Genji. Now the interesting part really was that when they played the last time, they struggled so much more than I expected. It's not really the fact that they lost their games, but more so that in those games, they just oftentimes looked like they didn't really function properly as a unit. And there's obviously always a bit of an argument that you can make, hey, could it be a ping issue? But first and foremost, it's only 1-2 players on the team that are affected by ping, and they had the same problem against Madara's team. And for Madara, the same issue applies. Most of the players on the team are European, but Madara is also playing cross-server. And they didn't struggle nearly as much. So, in fact, they are the ones that are currently leading the standings. So I really want to see if by now, with hopefully also a couple of scrim and practice games, we're having more cohesion on the red team's side. Doesn't necessarily mean that they need to win the series here. They're still up against a tough opponent, obviously. Dynouh's team has done well on the last play day, despite the fact that they just lost a match against Team Skog. But I want to see games that are a little bit closer. I want to see the red team maybe win a map, maybe even decide the entire series in their favor, who knows. But I need to see them put up a bit more of a fight than what they showed last time they were around. Because I just pegged them as one of the easy top 4 teams. I mean, you got Make, you got Legacy, you got Kure, Barca's playing over there. Mopsio might be out. I mean, Mopsio is always a little bit of a hit or miss, but he has the skills. It is, on the other hand, oftentimes a bit of a question of whether or not he really finds into the flow of the game and also enjoys it or gets frustrated. So that's always the emotional aspect and the emotional side to it too, which we should probably not neglect here either. Either way, as is, they need to control Dynouh. They have to make sure that they are not letting him out of their sight, that they have a bit of an idea of what's going on there. Obviously, in this case, as you had already seen, Hypershift is in. More importantly, for our boy Jimmy, Exterminator is the level 1 choice. So with Exterminator... Oh, Q. Fat Illidan is a little bit low, but he's still looking to jump in again. Oh, Legacy. First one to fall, killed by Mirrodin. Dynouh's team trying to go for vengeance after they lost the last series just a few minutes ago. Literally playing 2 back-to-back here. The important part for them outside of Sylvanas is really... And here Sylvanas already doing what I highlighted during the draft. Already trying to pressure, but I think maybe moving a bit too far out. They want the kill, can't get it. Okay, so Dynouh gets away with it, does good damage on the wall as they retreat. What I wanted to get to, though, was that Jimmy is going to be the main damage dealer at the beginning of the game against the Immortal and then also later on. So Rutsu is someone that we have to watch out for. He is going to make the life of Team Kure at the early objective extremely difficult. Now, when you play Hanzo, of course, with level 4 here with the serrated arrows, you can do a lot of work. But if pressure is applied to him and Jimmy gets a lot of wiggle room, then it's... pretty much a done deal, and that's already what we're seeing here. So Jimmy is already doing some work, is already pushing this back. They're trying to apply pressure, and Make gets pushed back with the penetrating round instantly. But look what Dynouh's doing. Dynouh's doing exactly what I highlighted earlier. This is the problem going up against him now. The issue is that his team needs to stay alive. They don't need to win the fight. They don't need to take a hero down, but they need to try and stay alive. And Mirrodin failed to do that. Death timers are low, so he will be back soon. And Dynouh has done a lot of damage, has destroyed the wall, and now look how quickly this fort is going down. This is huge. I mean, think about this. They are basically destroying this fort for free. So even if the red team now takes the entire Immortal with 100% shield, even then, they might not get as much structural damage in. This is exactly the scary part around Dynouh playing Sylvanas here. And I think it's also a bit of a relief for Team Kure that heroes can only be played once in each series, because that means you gotta deal with that approach only once and don't have to face off against it in game 2 as well. But already we're seeing the blue team doing work around the Immortal, so it's not only that the red team just lost one of their forts, they might even lose the Immortal too, so it gets worse and worse by the second, particularly now that Mopsio falls. That's a second kill against Team Kure, and there's the level 7 talent in their hands. So I gotta say, I am very scared for the red team. They seem to be doing very badly in this tournament so far. They haven't had a single game where I said afterwards, alright, I'm impressed here. We had some other teams that I did not have on my list that are excelling. Madara mentioned several times is a good example. But also Skok, who is doing just an excellent job with his boys. Now, though, bit of counter pressure against Team Dynouh, but the Immortal is about to take down the fort at the top. And guys, I don't know what to tell you, but the situation that we're looking at right now is that 5 minutes into the game, 2 forts have been destroyed on the red team side. And, well, it's only 5 minutes in. Mopsio dies again, and I don't even know what to say at this point. 3 kills to 1. We are 5 minutes into the game. Everybody just gets absolutely played to the wall here on the red team side. They just lost Hanzo. They lose the... Guys, they lose the gate. They're losing the fucking gate here. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but like, we are 5 minutes in. We are 5-6 minutes in. And the keep is losing hit points. What? We're at 50% on the keep. After 5 minutes. That's awful. Wow. The lead in experience for Dynouh's team. The level 10 that they just locked in. Kure and his boys, they are not looking great. Now Playmaker has also been taken by Murden. We got Reyna's Raiders in. It's just nasty. So, oof, this is looking like it's gonna be a really painful awakening. Currently, Dynouh's team is going through their opponent like hot butter through cheese, and it is not even close. I mean, it is dominant as crazy. Seriously, this shit isn't legal in so many states. It's bonkers. If you have kids watching this, I am not going to be responsible for any psychological drama that they are facing off. So guys, do yourself a favor. If you have family watching this, please, like women, children, bring them to a safe space, because this one, they're going to be scarred for life. They're going to watch more here. We're 7 minutes in and the keep is down. I mean, what is this? Speed running? Is kind of crazy. So now we're still not having a level 10. Immortals are spawning in 20 seconds. And it is nasty. Yeah, Genji is zipping back out, so he's already running away. Maka has not had the impact that he was hoping for. Good news is they get level 10 for the Immortal fight, so that's that. We now have 15,000 damage for Jimmy. We have the same for Hanzo. They're starting to poke already, and Jimmy is doing what he does best. And takes it down one step at a time. Rest of the team is pushing. Look at the top lane on the minimap, by the way. Have a bit of a look there. There's a double camp on the core. Good news for them that we are this early in the game. If there's catapults there, that could be a problem for the core itself. And yes, there is some catapults. We might even see the shield fall here, no matter how early it is in the game. Halftime show has already won. Been won. But it's just bad. This is so bad for the red team. Now they're fighting back here. They're doing what they can. Shield on the red team's core is still falling, by the way, slowly and steadily at the 8-minute mark. Imagine if this was 15 minutes in and those catapults actually hurt. This would be so much worse. Diablo coming in, and they get a kill. Thank you. There we go. So they take down Urel. And that might just help them to win an objective here. Chen is jumping in, they go for Rutsu, and that's of course the Achilles heel of Jimmy. He doesn't have any big escape tools. He can play with vision a bit here, but that's about it. The problem is that all this time and effort that they put in to take Reyna down resulted also in Brightwing and Genji dying. So yeah, that's a lot happening at the same time here. They still go for the Immortal right now, and it's brutal. Dynouh gets saved, the red team wins the objective, but what can they do with it? Huge team fight there. 6 kills to 3, level 13 is in, Kure is dealing with the bot lane defense since this entire wall has been opened up too, and another keep is already getting pressured. The Immortal moves up on the map, but they have to deal with the top lane too. So they got the objective, but they cannot do a whole lot with it. So yeah, that's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna even break through that entire wall. It's gonna get maybe a tower, but I suppose that's gonna be it. Red team just had to defend. They were played to the wall already. At least they got the Immortal. Just imagine what would have happened here if the blue team locked in another one. So, yeah. But okay, camp at the bottom of the map gets taken. There's still a 1-level lead for them. Haymaker, combo also with Murden now running healing static on 13. And the Thunderburn here. It still triggers me to this day that this talent is not the one that's called Reverberation. It's literally with a second clap. So they're pushing the bot lane now, trying to capitalize a bit on that talent advantage. Yeah, and looking to see if they can maybe get a sneaky kill in. So far that's not the case, but it's just any kind of damage they can do here is already a win. So they're going for Dibbles again. Yeah, targeting him. Oh, nice. Arrow into Apocalypse against Lucio of all heroes. Sylvanas is down. Seems like the blue team is getting a bit too greedy here. Somebody is getting awful optimistic about their chances. So they are losing Sylvanas, and therefore their edge in the team fight. Can't go for the... well, careful. Brightwing is still there. Can't go for the keep anymore. Top side, though, is getting opened up a bit. So here we are. But again, we have the next Immortal coming up, and Sylvanas is going to be here for it. So the situation hasn't really changed. Maybe the experience gap gets closed slightly, but on the map we still look at a team that hasn't lost a major structure yet, and the other team is down to their last remaining keep. So a big difference there, obviously, in how this is likely going to play out for them. Very early move into Keg. I didn't expect that. I really thought that they would instead go for Jimmy later on during the fight, but now Keg is on cooldown. So Jimmy is going to be very happy about that, because that means that he's going to be safe for a much, much longer time. 27,000 damage for Hanzo, 25,000 damage for Jimmy. And now they can start to go for the Immortal again. Jimmy's already rotating over, is saying hello here, and will use that as best as he can. Somebody needs to make sure that Genji's not jumping into deep. Now Chen has his ult back in another 10 seconds, so there's at least that. Kure, is he going to be able to do something? Arrow into the Apoc! Ah, and there's the kill on Lucio. This combo is working surprisingly well for them. I like that. I like that a lot. It's actually not that easy. So they pull it off. Jimmy's now dead too. All of a sudden, finally, Team Kure is getting some momentum. Thank God. Finally, they're getting some damage done, some kills in. This is what we need from them. Exactly that. Sylvanas is attempting to push the bot lane out again, as they're now moving for the Immortal, I suppose, trying to get some damage at least in. But yeah, I like that. So we're getting at least to a point where they're fighting back. It's 6 kills to 6. There's still a huge lead in experience, and obviously a big problem is that looming level 16 talent. I mean, look at the passive experience here. Passive experience, thanks to all of the forts and keeps that have been taken down, is enormous. They killed those things at the 6-7 minute mark, so now it's like 7,000 of a difference just in passive experience between the two teams. Mopsio is in trouble, gets saved by Kure, or maybe... I mean, Johan also went into Playmaker, which I find always a very hit-or-miss talent to take. So without that, having more sustain in the team fights might be maybe helping them. Arrow this time missing. Arrow misses. The entire time it was the Arrow that signed up a lot of these attacks, initiated them, but they lose Hanzo after he misses the Arrow. They kill Diablo and they kill Chen. Or do they? Shen is dead as well. He gets murdered. And now the Immortal is wide open. And so is the bottom keep. The level 16 talent playing a huge role here, of course, too. But yes, nicely done. Hans was the first one to fall, and then they went straight for Mopsio and tried to take him down. Kure also escaping, at least initially, but of course it ends up being a triple kill, and that was so important for them. So they take the camp, they take the Immortal. It's going to be a bot lane pressure play from them now. They still hold on to the level and the talent advantage, and this should be the moment where they eliminate the final keep. Can they go core? That's a different question. Depends highly on whether or not Team Kure can maybe get a counter kill there. But Dynouh and his boys, they're doing what they can now to start and be a little bit more aggressive around this and set up a potential kill so that they can snowball it towards the core itself. So 16 is in for both sides. Keep should be destroyed. I don't see a way of saving this one. Not with Sylvanas here. There's the Apocalypse, but it's not enough. This time they couldn't land the combo properly, and that should then be the end of this fight. Maybe not right away, but as you can tell, their main tool is now gone. 2 fights were won on the back of a good Hanzo arrow and the Apocalypse that followed up on it. But now they just didn't land it, and that's a huge risk that you take. So Kure gets destroyed, Chen is gone. Diablo is dead. Yes, Jimmy dies as well, but this core is already losing hit points and losing it quickly. So 12 kills to 7, and this is all she wrote. Yep, that's game 1 done. Dynouh and his team, they lock in the victory in Battlefield of Eternity and take the first map against Team Kure.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Kure's team still struggling. Dynouh looking better, but I am a bit afraid for the red team. Again, it's not the fact that they're losing, it is the way that they're losing. They had 2 good moments, I feel, and both of those moments were initiated by Hanzo landing a good arrow and Diablo following it up with an Apocalypse. One time they hit a lot of heroes and were able to get kills after that. The other time they hit at least a few and were still able to get their kills. But generally speaking, it just doesn't seem like... Oops, hiccups. It just doesn't seem like the team has a lot of cohesion there. So we'll see if they can step it up. And if not, others will take over. So right now we're heading into Infernal Shrines, our second map. Also, as we're heading into this, again, a big shout out to everybody that supports the channel on patreon.com/Khaldor. Really appreciate it. Again, to all of the patrons out there. Things like the event in Berlin, like the online tournaments that we're hosting and everything else would not be possible without you guys. So everybody that is supporting the channel over there already, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you see all the effort that we're putting into like hosting more tournaments, making more events happen, and really just step those up to the next level. So we've now been running the Heroes of the Storm scene for 5 years pretty much. And yeah, you guys have been a huge part of making that possible. So thanks to all the supporters. And if you're interested in supporting the channel, you can check out patreon.com/Khaldor and have a look there. Talking about the game at hand, we have, of course, still the rule that a hero can only be played once within a series, which is one of the reasons why now Tracer and Vala both get banned out. Because what they're trying to do is just to target Dynouh. So they're trying to ban 2 of the heroes out that Dynouh is usually using. And now that Sylvanas has already been played, he will have to deviate away from his normal hero pool. Infernal Shrines is going to be interesting. I think that there's a good chance that Falstad is going to get picked up for Team Kure, because what Bishops is oftentimes doing is that he goes into Falstad on this map, or that Marke is even doing this. Depends a little bit on how they want to swap roles around. Cassia as a pick potentially for them. There's of course still a lot of mages around that we could also see. There's a lot that can still be played here. But they wanted their first pick, and they go for Tychus. Okay, so we're actually going Tychus now, so Odin transformation for Shrine fights are going to be a thing. But they really, really need to step it up. And you get Dequaza on Hogger now. That's obviously already huge for them. I'm really a bit scared for Team Kure, I'm not gonna lie. This is the 3rd match that they're playing, and so far they've just not been looking good. You look at the names on their side, and this is immediately like, oh my god, what a team. Even if some of the players are currently out of practice, you look at that team and you're thinking, alright, I can get behind that. They get some practice over the tournament, they're gonna establish themselves in the top 4, but it's just not happening at all. So as is. We'll see what's going to happen here. Johan picking ETC is also an interesting choice because I think there's so many tanks still out that I don't think that was necessary. And ETC is oftentimes, he can be tricky. It's a bit of a mixed bag. If you have a good ETC player that can dominate the game, then hey, fantastic. He creates opportunity after opportunity for you. But he's insanely squishy compared to other tanks these days. And that oftentimes makes him... yeah, a little bit too fragile. Now, we'll see if they can do that. Maybe running even a triple front line here. Hogga, ETC, do they add someone else to that? We have a Nuburak and Stukov against it, so there's already a dive combo with a lurking arm follow-up that they're looking for here. And they're banning out Chromie to avoid exactly... to make sure that that's not going to be their downfall. So that the skill composition or the skill idea behind it is not too easily executable by Team Kure. Still waiting for a couple of mages here to potentially be picked on the damage dealer side. But yeah, interesting one to see the least. Alright. Anduin is out. Okay. Yep, Anduin has been eliminated. So at least we don't get any light bomb, nor any pullback action here. But this is a bit of a moment of truth for me personally. I really want to see what Rutzo is also going to claim. I would have not been surprised, considering that they're playing Rutzo, if this would have been something along the lines of like, hey, you know what, let's go in, take Garrosh, take Zarya, something like that, you know, and run that combo, which is still open, and we've seen other teams do too. Jaina and Malfurion, okay. We're going a little bit old school with this one. There's quite a few CC tools that they are utilizing here, and they also, of course, slows that they can follow up on. Good. Double pick on the other side, so what's it going to be for Kure and Spoys? They still need a side laner. Kure will likely play that. Did we have Urel in the last game? Sometimes these games really blend together. Blaze. The reason why I didn't even think about Blaze is because usually it's Tequaza who takes him, but he went into Hogga instead, so he can just spin to win on Infernal Shrines. Maiev also, so once again, an aggressive setup. I mean, bring it! I want to see what they got here. I really want to see them unleash the potential they have, come in swinging, take kills, and yeah, just win a map at least. They haven't won a single map yet, if I'm not mistaken. Final pick, Rutzo, and it is Zarya. There's his Zarya pick with ETC instead of Garrosh, but Zarya still enters the arena. Infernal Shrines, everybody, game number 2 in the best of 3 series between Team Dynouh and Team Kure. Game number 2, Dynouh with Jaina on the blue team side. Captain Rex here on Infernal Shrines plays Malfurion. We have Rutzo on Zarya, Dequaza on Hogga, and Johan is playing ETC. Towards the right side of the map, Team Kure playing this one out with Legacy on Stukov. We got Kure himself playing Blaze, the captain. Maka on Maiev, Mopsy on Anubarak, and Lopaka is playing Tychus. The team is in dire need of a victory. I'm not talking only about the series, but also about a bit of a moral boost that they definitely need. They have been the punching bag of the round robin phase thus far, and they can't really be happy with that. So as is, we got the Guitar Hero on level 1 for ETC. Now, his position changes a little bit with Zarya added to the draft because she can help him to survive, but they still want to make sure that when he engages, when he makes a power slide move, that the follow-up is there immediately. Usually you want to lock the target down with Malfurion a little bit more when the old man lays down the lawn, and then you have Jaina, of course, as well with the added slows and the burst damage. So yeah, ETC, this is exactly what we're seeing here, already getting attacked, and Legacy is dead. Second time that he is first blood, but he didn't die alone. Died together with Maiev, so the game starts again with 2 kills against Team Kure. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, this could be rough. Level 1, we get the dash, so already a slight adjustment in Tychus' build. We'll see how far they go with that. But I I'm really afraid for them. I don't know what to tell you. This is a team that I was extremely excited about when they formed, and now I'm just looking at it, and it really physically pains me whenever they're getting absolutely murdered. So finally seeing a kill happening in the early stages is already good. So they get 1 kill in. That's the problem with ETC, as already highlighted earlier. Personally, I'm not 100% certain why they went for ETC. He is a great hero, he could be. The problem is really his survivability, and there are so many options, or were so many options for them to choose from. I'm still quite surprised that ETC was the choice they made here. But of course, he can do a whole lot. Either way, we'll see what they're gonna do. Give me 20, you don't need the speed bubble when you go for ETC instead of Garrosh, so different build is applied here. Together we are strong for Rutsu. His Zarya was so terrifying to a lot of teams that we had pretty much at the end of the day, a lot of teams came in and said, like, you know what, we're just banning him out. So they just got rid of him. Now, on top of that, what we currently have is In the Rhythm on Tychus, so he is really going to go for the stats here. If they get a stun out, I mean, they got Anubarak, they got Blaze, they got the tether from IF. There's a lot of tools that they can really use to make sure that they're going to get those. Personally, I would have expected, if they're going for that type of build, that they're maybe also going straight into press the advantage, but instead dash, of course, helps you also quite a bit if you play this properly. We'll see what exactly Opaka can do and how many stacks he's going to end up. But he wants to have that minigun duration so he can really shred them. And there's a kill. Zarya is down. So I like what they're doing now. Their game hasn't started well for them. They lost 2 heroes immediately, but now they're getting kills and they're getting them around the first objective. This is a good time to get kills. Me likey. So level 7, yes, it hits a bit earlier for Team Dynouh, and that helps them with the level 7 talent. Zarya is also now back on the map. But at least we're seeing some kills come together for Team Kure. The coordination looks a bit better. First 2 trade uses of Lopaka, not too effective, so he uses minigun now twice and is sitting at only 2 stacks, so wasn't able to really get a full duration through or anything. But I assume that in this Shrine battle he's going to get a few more opportunities. And went also, as expected, into the combat tactician. I mean, if you go already for a build like this, this is the logical follow-up. 7 stacks for him now, got another 5. Dynouh, yeah, they're turning it again. Trying to put pressure on the mobs here, but look at this. ETC is again gone. So, well done. Finally. Honestly, the Punisher is likely lost, but this is what I wanted to see. At least when they have these fights now, they're doing a bit better. Captain Rex, he gets out. Okay, so he's able to escape. Good for him. But Dynouh is in a bit of an awkward spot and is trying to use the Punisher now to proc a jump. And did it well. So now it is Stukov who's in trouble. Not only him, Anubarak is the first one that falls. And now they're turning it on the rest of the team. Holy shit! Holy shit! The entire team gets murdered with the exception of Blaze. What the hell? They had to pay the price here, but yes, Anubarak the first one to fall, and then one after another they're going down here. Absolutely brutal. That one hurt, and it hurt a lot. Blaze, yeah, he's also about to fall, but boy, oh boy. I like the way that Dynouh played it, though. I mean, what Dynouh essentially did is he realized that he's in an absolutely awful spot, and he just baited them towards the Punisher, was trying to use him. That resulted in Stukov being threatened, and they tried to help him, and then the door just got closed on them by Hogger. So yeah, that one hurt, and it hurt a lot. Level 10 is in, we have a level lead. Middle of the map again, wall opened up. First objective won. They now also have the fort at least damaged. They opened up the bot lane too, but this one really hurt. I don't think that the red team really expected it. I think they were finally happy that they were gaining some momentum too, and we're looking at this thinking, hey guys, we are getting some damage done, we're getting some kills in. Now's our moment. They still have the disc, and they also have Cocoon, so they can really section off part of the blue team's lineup if they want to get kills here. That's the good news. Level 10 versus level 10 is nice. They're still 1.5 levels behind, but it's all about trying to get kills now and see how far this is going to go for them. So, yeah, time will tell. We have Hogger and Blaze still fighting this one out. doing the best that they can here, and with a few camps still available, they already took the one on the left. Now, in addition to that, the level 1 quest has been completed for Dynouh, and he's also doing a fantastic job on his baseline quest, so he's soon going to be able to rely on Ice Block, which is of course huge. Down here, ETC, yeah, they're sectioning off Maiev a little bit. No cooldowns have been used here from either team, so nobody has really fully committed to a fight just yet or tried to force it. They might do now. Yeah, first of all, Disc is out, but there's no real follow-up and they get zoned away from this. It's a bit awkward for the red team because there's a wedge driven in them. We had Blaze in the middle, kind of stuck there, so it was not that easy for him to properly approach and play with the team. So that's the reason why they're now also going for the fort again. Tether is out, there's the stun, hitting 2, okay, so they're trying again. Malfurion gets the ult out and gets cocooned immediately, but it's a Nubarak who falls. Ring is out, forces him into the bunker, but doesn't have any actual effect in regards to damage. 8 kills to 4, nearly level 13, and with Odin even popped, that means that they don't fight into this any longer. 32 stacks on the level 4 talent for Tychus. And since the next objective is now announced, this means that Tychus is not gonna have his ult at the beginning of the next fight. Yeah, so that's gonna be the thing. But over on the left side, we have a camp taken. Both teams go for it. We have level 13, and as mentioned, Jaina is nearly done with their baseline. So that is going to be big. Also, if they get a kill against Kure topside now, that would also be big. And I don't think that he can escape this. Kure's trying, gets one stun out, but yeah, that's the end of Blaze. Blaze is gone. With all the time that has been invested in taking him down, this still means that they have access to the shrine for just a little bit longer. Mopsy already moved into the middle with the Nubarak, trying to slow them further, but of course, once they reach the shrine, they have all the time in the world to go for it, which is exactly what they're doing here. Yeah, Mopsy is also getting pinned down. Stukov trying to assist him as best as he can. They're going for Zarya. Yeah, well, good luck with that. I don't see that being a thing anytime soon. And yeah, still no level 13 talent, of course, for the red team, which makes matters worse for them. They're getting it in the moment, but that doesn't help them necessarily for the shrine. Now, to tell you the truth, Kure's here, so they could technically fight for it. 13 is close enough, but the points, 30 to 30. Stukov did not get hit. Dynouh pinned him down, or tried to pin him down. But that didn't really work the way that he intended. Who's winning this one? It's the red team. They take the Punisher. Q's team takes the Punisher. They got it. Can they get out though? Stukov? Yeah, the door gets shut on him by Hawkeye again. No way, Sergey. He's gone. And Rotsu! Finally he dies. I was about to say, how is he still in play? Dynouh? Oh, close, but not enough. Dynouh dies. Couldn't kill Lopaka. They're still fighting. Maiev is so low. Where's that slide? Yes, the kill. They still get the kill on Maiev. The top fort, well, that one's gone. So top fort destroyed. And yeah, more push power onto the wall at the keep, which forced them back, so they can still defend. 11 kills to 6. But this is, I mean, it's finally a game where they're fighting back a little bit, you know what I mean, right? So they're not getting completely played to the wall. They have some moments where they're getting their own kills, and they quasi are falling here. It's just another example of that happening. So they're closing the gap. The experience gap is closed reliably, and I like it. I like it a lot. They're finally showing some teeth here. Doesn't change the fact that they're still behind. It doesn't change the fact that they're still struggling a bit, but at least they're getting a bit closer to having a proper impact and fighting back. And maybe this is the map where they can turn their streak around and win one. Yeah, Ring connecting with only one. ETC, Johan, he's sliding out, wants to escape. Stukov in trouble and gets murdered. Stukov down, but so is ETC. Uh-oh, Odin? I really think they could kill him here. And Nubarak, he's already gone. And the root. Honestly, this is fucking laughable. I mean, honestly, you have a mech. You have a mech running through the area, and then Malfurion comes in, puts a little bit of grass on the ground, and all of a sudden, the mech is stuck. Are you kidding me? Like, how does that work? That's about as stupid as countering Illidan, a blind guy, by blinding him. So, yeah, I'm not on board with this. Like, that is just hacks. That's just cheating. If you have a big-ass mech right there and there's a little bit of grass on the ground, he doesn't care about it at all. I mean, come on, dude. So, 16 any moment. Obviously, that leading experience is still continuing on the blue team side. The Moonlit Harmony is in. We got the Cleansing Shield now. They haven't taken any fort out besides the top lane earlier with their camp, so there's that. But they're pushing now at the bottom of the map. And here's the dive, there's the stun. They're gonna try and tether them back into range of the fort. Yeah, even following it up with the disc. Now, they are really going for that fight. I mean, holy cow. ETC! The mad cow ready for a dance, but ETC dies. The question is simply, can they go for a counter kill? And they might be able to. Nah, they're forcing Kure into the bunker, but that's it. But this is pretty much what I said earlier when they picked their talents. They can now start to really section people off with disc and cocoon, and they're kind of doing that. So that helped them a little bit more here. Another quick jump and stun, and another kill. Nice. Top damage in the game is Dynouh with the 42,000 that he has here. Another disc out on Malfurion, and the old geezer is not going to make it. Newsflash. So yeah, he's gone, and now they're trying for Dynouh, but he at least escapes. 11 kills to 14, guys. I'm telling you, this might be the first game where Team Kure is actually getting hits in. So, this is looking solid. They have the bottom fort destroyed. They have maybe even a lead on the top side shrine that is spawning in a moment. 42,000 damage for Tigers. They're getting there. I'm telling you. They're slowly getting there. And of course, they also have more map control now. They can go for their camp. The opponent's team can't. ETC gets disked immediately. And there's the follow-up. Ring is out. There's the stun, the follow-up, and bye-bye. Beef is on the ground. I don't like ETC as a pick. Not here. I really don't. And I hate that I don't like it, because I was always somebody that very much enjoyed the plays of Lauba, of Breeze with ETC. I just feel that these days he is so difficult to make work. It doesn't mean you can't, but with all the heroes that were open, I still think they had better choices. And they suffer. They suffer at the front line. They do. They can still win this, but despite all of the aggression and awesome play-making abilities that he has, he is a squishy hero. So, top fort is now under assault. We also have Blaze still claiming the Punisher. This is the second Punisher, actually, for Team Kure at the top, which is one of the reasons why the blue team still has a bit of a play down at the bottom. So once again, another dive. They're trying to go for Hogger. I don't even think Tranquility was necessarily needed, but yeah, maybe they can make a move. They go for... Oh, the Ring! Nice! They go for Stukov, and they take him. Ring was there, and they got it. ETC is the only defender up at the top. And there's the kill. 15 to 12. 15 to 12, 19 to 19. That's the levels that we're looking at right now. And things are looking good. Another jump, another hit. Johan also in trouble. Down to the bottom of the map, we're currently looking at Tigers moving around here. And all the way up at the top, it's the Keep that gets slowly attacked. Level 20, first for Team Kure. And they're going onto the bob and weave here with the Shadow Strike in. Camps more taken, of course. Now with the 15 to 12, there's still a bit of an advantage in kills, but doesn't mean anything anymore after he hit level 20. It's all about the experience there. And they should now get Cold Snap so that he gets the cooldown reduction as well. We got Rewind in, and we get the Grenadier here. Where is he going? Cold Snap now? Yes, he is. Okay, so Cold Snap is in. Good job. Got that. Can get the cooldown reduction. And it is gonna be party time. So let's see what else they can do right now. We have them already moving around with 110 stacks now for Kure and his team. 110 stacks, that's actually not bad. 110, that's another 3 seconds that he has. Nothing to write home about. It's nothing to that it will change the game, but it's not shitty. It's not too bad. So it's something that they can definitely play with in the next fight and gives them the opportunity to burn targets down a bit more. But on level 20, this in particular, Cold Snap can be a huge game changer for this. And on top of that, we are also looking at Turbos. Makes it much easier for ETC to properly engage. So yeah, A lot of tools to shut him down though, so that's the problem that they are having now. And there we go. Johan already getting ready on this. There's the ring, misses, disc is out on ETC. Yep, but Anubarak insanely low. Gets away, is able to escape, but is incredibly low here. Johan moving in again, just trying to chase them. There's the root, and there's finally some damage also from Jaina. They're trying to get that kill. Jaina flanking in, low, and again Tranquility to save the day as the Cocoon has been used. Cocoon and Disc are so incredibly annoying to them right now, and the Disc is back in a moment, but Kure won't be back for a minute. He gets killed. That's the big one. 16 kills, 2-12 at this point in time. And yep, things are looking much better now again for the blue team. So yep, job well done here. They are looking pretty good at this point. And let's see what they can actually do, because now it's all about the keep. Can they get the keep? Yes or no? That's the question. If they can take this one down, this would be glorious. It's a 5 versus 4, but the problem is that there is still enough to defend properly. And yeah, we'll see how this is going to work out for them. But already we're looking at 18 minutes in. Catapults joining the fun here. And with that, they should be able to get some damage, but not the entire thing. They can still fall back to go for the shrine. So that's more important here. So yes, try and make that work. But yep. As is, we're now looking at a situation in which we're having 18 minutes on the board, so the advantages on the lanes with catapult spawning really matter. And thankfully for them, they saved the top keep, because that could have been a big problem too. So yes, top keep gets attacked as well. And on the left side, they're getting another quick hit in to make sure that they have a camp pushing through the middle at least. They have catapults and the camp, so depending on how long the fight lasts, this could help. Disc is missing as well. That's big. Disc missing in that situation is actually huge, because they had problems with Cocoon and Disc just sectioning off part of the team the entire time. But now they're taking control of this, and this is looking really good. Unless ETC, no, they still save him. 1 stun, 2 stun, and the kill! Nice! And the two of us at the bottom gets interrupted again, but it also focuses their attention a bit more on it, and the chase is now definitely on. And with all of the slows that they have, this could be a total disaster here for Team Kure. They fought back so hard, but now they're losing 2. They might lose a 3rd, and they do. Blaze is dead. Full 5-man team wipe as they are going for keep and potentially core right now. But a great chase that they had down at the bottom of the map. I honestly feel sorry a bit for Kure's team as well, because they had such a good position here considering the performance in the past. But this is going to be game. I have no idea why Jaina is here. Dynouh is dying to this, so yeah, he's dead. But the rest of the team is of course on the core and will end all of this. So another 2-0 victory. Team Dynouh locks in the W in the best of 3. Team Kure still waiting for their first map win. It is starting to look quite grim for them in the round robin here. Nicely done by the blue team, and a well-deserved victory, of course.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.